Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 48 of A Wild Podcast Has Appeared, the official Pokemon podcast of Comicbook.com. I am one of your hosts, Jim Biscardi, and I am joined by Christian Hoffer and Megan Peters for week 3 of our quarantine edition.
Week 4.
We have
Hoffer
been doing
is
this
counting each week very painstakingly.
I mean, I've been under lockdown than you guys, a lot longer than you guys have. I'm going on 1 month. Friday.
I mean, if this is week 4, this is 1 month of us doing it.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It's really just a blur to me, honestly, at this point. I just know that I've seen these walls so often.
I just know that
crazy eyes.
Like there was a alternate version of this podcast that we had to restart, so I'm going to steal Christian's thing. I only know what day it is because it's the day we're recording the podcast.
Yeah.
It's very much how I like schedule out my week now. It's like, okay, I know it's the middle of the week when.
Yep.
Yeah. We you know, we have a weekly meeting for our gaming crew, the gaming writers at Comicbook.com, and I was definitely late to it yesterday because I forgot it was Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
So, like, you know, the gaming editor's like, "Hey, buddy, are you hopping on?" I'm like, "Oh, it is Tuesday." It didn't help. I had to work my day job this weekend because for those of you who vaguely follow me, I work in banking, and so a bunch of banking stuff happened this weekend tied to the COVID-19 pandemic, and I was called in to do a lot of work. So it's like really, truly, I have no concept of like time, day, really anything. Like I don't know anything right now. Like, I just sit in my room. Like I wake up in the morning, I walk to my office, and then like I leave at some point in time during the night, and I only know what time it is because Isabel from Animal Crossing tells me.
Well, look at that. And plus, at least your office is surrounded by Pokemon.
Yeah, I have
really
a pretty nice...
could not be better. I mean, like, I have Vaporeon here with me. I managed to unpack enough to find this cute little...
Which is very adorable.
Cute little ditty straight from a Pokemon Center in Japan. Great. And also my Pokemon house slippers, which is really all I need to survive. Like, who needs toilet paper, right?
That's it.
I got Pokemon.
Then I just have this nifty little New Era hat that really is a little too tight. It is starting to make, look at you can see the line on the video, really starting to make my head hurt. But anyway, I love Fat Boy Pikachu right up there. Represent. If you are new to the show, welcome. We cover all of the things Pokemon related. Everything, but really all of it. With the show's broken up into 3 parts. First part is a quick hit news section that we really quick, just give you the headlines, catch you up to date what's going on in the world of Pokemon. We take a quick break, then we do a deep dive conversation, and today's is spring related, Easter-ish in a way, Easter adjacent maybe. And then at the very, very end, Christian gives us the Pokemon fact of the week, which is most everyone's favorite segment of the show. My second favorite, really. Just
Jim's favorite part of the show, of course, is when I mock him incessantly.
Oh no, it's if you are not new to the show, the deep dive is really where Christian just loses his mind.
Yeah, that's usually where we get the rage cuts of Christian just screaming incoherently into his microphone.
Straight Agretsudo on all.
Oh yeah.
And they've only gotten weirder and weirder and more detached ever since quarantine started.
All right, so let's get started with something that's not on the rundown, because once again Christian only gives us 90% of the information on the
There we go.
Jim, you could script this out for once.
Wow.
No, I appreciate all of Christian's hard work in helping pull this show together. He is the binding glue of the show.
I mean,
and really of all of Comicbook.com. Let's face it.
Right. All right, there we go. That's a bit much.
Let's talk about the trailer that the anime gave us. That's going to give us a peek of what's to come, because let's be honest, that's really all we got right now. Not much happening in all the Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't too much news. Obviously, it's kind of hard to have a lot of news with this going on for like Pokemon Go, but the anime came through for us because obviously a lot of those episodes are done ahead of time. They have trailers cut. It's fine. So we got a new trailer for the ongoing anime series that started at the end of last year. So this is the new one that's following Ash as he travels all over the regions. And a lot of fans have been wanting him to spend more time in the Galar region. Obviously, that's the new region we have. Sword and Shield introduced it. We want more of it, and he's been there like a little bit. So this new trailer is kind of teasing the next kind of arc and episodes of the anime, where basically we've learned that he's going to be spending more time in Galar. He's going to be at more of the Galar gyms. Most importantly, we saw kind of a tease of Leon fighting Raihan. So we got some nice little dragon shots. Charizard shows up, because Pokemon's always going to show Charizard no matter what. So, I mean, that kind of confirms we're going to get some nice little fights there, which I'm pretty excited about. But most importantly, we know that we're still going to be getting the, traveling sections that Ash has been going to. I mean, he's going to go to Kanto, Johto, Galar, all the places, Kalos region. So for one little clip, we see Karina pop up, a previous gym leader from X and Y. And she is determined. I mean, we see her in a match at one point, and it kind of looks like it's in Galar. It's hard to tell, but it shows her with Lucario, and she has Lucario go through his mega evolution. So we get Mega Lucario, which is super important because obviously the Galar region, the Galar trainers, if they're even familiar with a special kind of technique, it's Dynamaxing or Gigantamaxing. So I personally just want to see Fat Chunk Pikachu from Ash fight Mega Lucario, because Lucario is going to be like, oh yeah, I got this. Like, I'm awesome now. Karina smug in the corner. And then Ash is just like, behold, chunky Pikachu.
But does that mean, but if they're in Galar, could Karina's Mega Lucario Gigantamax?
Probably.
I mean, yes.
I mean...
Kurt Hoffer was about to say no.
I feel like it's a yes.
So I will say that if I recall correct, well, so here's the big difference. So these mechanics have not stacked in the past, but that's because they were all triggered by different crystals. Mm-hmm. So you needed a Z crystal to do a Z move, while you needed a Mega Evolution Stone to Mega Evolve. However, there's not really a restriction. So, like, my gut instinct was like, no, they won't stack because they're separate mechanics. But I suppose,
because from what we know, it's just the Dynamax is just energy that's in the Galar region that lets the Pokemon row.
It's like weird midichlorians. I think theoretically it'll work. Do I think they're actually going to do it? No, but I think it will work.
Like, the whole Dynamaxing thing is actually just in this universe, Rita Repulsa is living on the moon, and she is throwing down her saber and saying, "Make my monster grow!"
Oh, Jesus.
I want to hate that, but it's actually pretty good. Like, someone needs to make a meme of that.
Yeah. I'll say this. All right, total complete side rant. First one of the day. So I was looking up my Morphin Power Rangers stuff because, I get bored. And I always kind of assumed that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and, like, the Japanese equivalent had, like, somewhat similar plots, right?
No,
not at all. It's
literally
insane.
No. Yeah.
Like, it's like, like the Power Rangers are actually alien species. As an alien species that have, like, bonded with the spirits of dinosaurs and stuff. I'm like,
oh
what?
Yeah, it's way different.
Oh my god,
100% different.
Super Sentai is actually insane.
I'm so impressed, actually, that they were able to, like, take, like, the entire concept of Power Rangers and, from Super Sentai, because holy crap, guys, there is nothing similar between the two. Like, whoever like took those scenes, it's like, yeah, no, we could do, like, friendly team, they hang out at, like, a fruit bar or whatever. One of them knows gymnastics. Yeah, we can run with this, guys. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, see, it's perfect.
It's amazing.
So anyway, I don't think it would happen. I don't think the Mega Lucario would Dynamax, but I think we're all safe to say that it probably could happen.
Well, the only
think
way it could happen. So here's the limitations. I've been thinking about this a little bit more. So the major limitation is that you need a sync stone. You need the evolutionary ring to the trainer needs to have a mega evolutionary stone too. They're pairs of stones. And so what would restrict that, I'm guessing,
But
was
you don't
that
get any stones to Dynamax.
you actually you do, Jim. You do. The trainer needs it. Do you not
need the
recall
wishing star.
the wishing star?
Oh, the wishing star, the pieces.
Those are really easy to get. Like,
that's true.
they're
You
pretty.
get them from.
But
you
no,
basically
they specifically
basically
said
get
this.
them from farting.
I mean, yeah, like technically true, but it was implied in the games that it's hard to get. So maybe that's probably what's going to limit, or maybe the Galar region has like a very strict, like, no, we already gave out one wishing star to a foreigner. We're not doing it again. And consider also that if Galar and Kalos are anything like real world Britain and France, would the Brits really want to give away their competitive transform our Pokemon into like behemoths, like advantage to some like French girl?
Okay, but so then
we
here's
agree
the question
that
then.
Karina's not going to do it. I'm just saying, but there's like a theoretical, like half and half citizen
If
of
it
Britain
happens.
and France.
Just
And
say
they get both,
just
and
say
it
what
would
you
work.
mean, Megan. You think
would work.
Leon is going to mega evolve his goddamn Charizard and then unleash it and then Gigantamax it, so it's going to be a mega evolved Gigantamax Charizard, and then Leon's going to be like, yo, look at me, I'm unbeatable.
Are you really going to put that past the Pokemon Company though?
I mean,
I was
I
about to say, if
wouldn't.
you don't
To
think
add-
that's in,
to add another evolved form of Charizard? Like
that sounds like the Pokemon Company's wet dream.
I'm just saying, if you are not putting that within the realm of possibility, Hoffer, you need to give me back your Poke Journalist license.
I'm not.
Well, okay, so let's say they can't though. Let's say they can't though, and we already know Blastoise. Like, let's say Blastoise is getting or we can use Charizard in this instance, right? Like, what would you say is more powerful, a Mega Evolved Charizard or a Gigantamax Charizard?
Probably. I mean, shit.
It's hard because it scales with the HP. Like, everything is scaled up. With Gigantamax, Mega Evolution doesn't scale that same.
No, but you get more powerful.
It boosts certain stats. So here's the thing: like, Gigantamax Charizard can take the hits. It has access to special attacks. Gigantamax or a Mega Evolved Charizard, I guess it depends on, are we saying Mega Charizard X or Mega Charizard Y? Because let's not also forget that freaking Charizard has two Mega Evolved forms. Those both boost different parts of its stats. One of them turns them into a dragon. I would say Gigantamax.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's Gigantamax.
I think you have to.
Unless it's what's his face's mega, the Elaine, is that his name? The guy who beat Ash's like Greninja.
Oh, yeah.
Via shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. Yeah.
All right, so
we don't talk about him.
We don't.
So you guys are saying Gigantamax.
I mean, are you arguing with us?
No, I think that's a fair statement.
I mean, I think you have to, even though I hate admitting it. I
actually like Mega Evolution more than I like Gigantamax, like the Dynamax.
I do, but I get the stat boosts that you get when you are, when you're Gigantamax,
and Dynamax, it's
sure
all the same.
But I can't remember because I didn't play X and Y, or I did for a little bit. Was there? You're only Gigantamax for 3 turns. Is that the same for Mega Evolution?
No, you're Mega Evolved until you faint.
So here's the thing. If a Mega Evolved Pokemon can withstand the hits for 3 turns, then it's game over once that Pokemon un-Gigantamaxes?
Yeah, I mean, once again, a lot of it depends on matchup. I mean, but here's the other thing is, it's like, okay, so for instance, Charizard, his blaze attack does damage over the course of 4 turns. So that lasts even after Charizard Gigantamaxes.
That's true.
And so like I think that the fact that they get access to those special moves, even the Dynamax, even when you just Dynamax, your moves, gain extra abilities. And I think that in and of itself makes them more useful than Mega Evolution, which basically increases some stats and decreases others.
Yeah. Like Gigantamax is basically a 100% plus. It's not like there's too many.
But it's a projection. Like the Mega Evolution is an actual change.
Yeah, but it's still doing actual damage.
That's true. It is doing actual damage.
Yeah, I mean, kudos.
Well, that was a wonderful tangent.
Yes.
Getting back real quick to the anime.
Now
You're looking it up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we've got
just
Hopper
kinda,
invested.
Curious.
Yeah. All right. You look it up while Megan and I move forward, and then we'll come back to what you find.
Yes.
Ash is getting a Galar starter.
Yes.
And it really should surprise no one.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not 100% confirmed, but in the trailer, we see, like, this really tragic, like, back cut scene of Sobble facing a pool, crying, and then you hear Ash's voice over where it says, like, you can come get stronger with my team, and then Sobble has this really dramatic, like, head turnaround where he's, like, crying, but he looks hopeful, like, upwards, and we're assuming that's Ash, especially because, Sobble, I feel like a lot of times, like when Ash is with somebody who has like a starter, they're like opposites. And so since Go has Score Bunny, which is now Reboot, makes sense for him to have Sobble. So a lot of people are upset because Grookey Gang isn't going to become a thing, which I'm sorry. And a lot of people, I mean, say what you want about which starter's your favorite. That's going to be an ongoing argument forever. But yes, it does look like Sobble's joining the team, which I am so excited for because its self-confidence is so small. Such a small self-confidence. And if anybody was going to be able to like boost what Sobble felt and made him feel like confident in himself, it's going to be Ash. Like, no brainer.
That's fair. That's
like
true.
I'm super excited for it. The trailer also pretty much confirmed that Ash will be getting somehow a Lucario. We're pretty much convinced that it's going to be first Ash is going to get a mysterious egg and Riolu is going to come out of it. They'll become best buds, and then we're going to end up with a Lucario. So kind of coming off our tangent that we just had, maybe if Karina throws out, Mega Lucario, Ash will somehow put out Lucario and Dynamax it, and then it's going to be just like nuts, all-out battle. I would just love to see Mega Lucario's reaction to just seeing a huge one of himself. Him just being like, oh my, like that would be fantastic for me to see. So that's kind of the biggest stuff we got from the trailer, but definitely looks like it's going more into like the battle portion of the Pokemon anime, which is what a lot of people look forward to. So I'm very excited for it. We still don't know how it's airing in the US. Disney XD hasn't said anything. Netflix hasn't said anything. The voice actors haven't said anything. We don't know anything about it, about when it's coming, but it's still airing regularly in Japan. So fingers crossed.
It'll show up at some point.
Yeah, it'll show at some point. If our theory's right and Netflix is getting it, maybe they're holding back because of how popular Tiger King is.
Or no, but I think they're just gonna let them bank for a bit and then boom, they'll show up.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have no doubt.
Yeah.
So
Christian, what'd you find?
I've discovered that there's a raging debate about this on the internet.
Oh, we have stumbled into somebody.
So the issues with Mega Evolution, while we were talking about Mega Evolution, has the benefit of it lasts longer. It changes a Pokemon's abilities. It sometimes changes a Pokemon's type. Which can all shake things up competitively and give you an advantage. However, thematically, Mega Evolution knowingly hurts a Pokemon. Mega Evolution also doesn't feel as epic, and Mega Evolution is only limited to a handful of Pokemon. So that's the big thing is Dynamax. You can Dynamax any Pokemon. Some people feel that the limitations on, so Dynamax Pokemon, while it doubles a Pokemon's HP, which makes them bulkier, which is great, sometimes those max moves are actually less powerful than the base moves they replaced with, and takes away certain abilities, which makes them less effective. But once again, any Pokemon can use it, and also the Gigantamax stuff, also provides a little bit of extra. So there's no clear cut who's going to win, which one would win, mainly because we haven't seen it yet in the game. So I guess we'll have to find out.
All right.
So yeah.
All right. Well, let us know what y'all think.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. I'm convinced it's Dynamax/Gigantamax, but let me know what y'all think.
I just don't know anymore. Like I read some very good arguments both ways in that 2-minute stretch.
I think the main thing is that by the end of this quarantine, we're gonna be lucky if Hoffer still speaks English or just any language, really.
Yeah, no. Well, this is the only human contact I get. So the other time I just sit in silence. I mean, that's not true. I have a wife and kid at home, so
well, that's good.
So Pokemon's cracking down on cheating in ranked battles.
Yeah, so there's a thing that came out, it was basically a glitch, that if you shut off your internet at a certain point in time in a ranked battle, in the online competitions for Sword and Shield, you can manipulate your rankings that way. And Game Freak came out and said that, hey, if you get caught doing this, we will ban you permanently.
Ooh.
Wow.
Permanently.
I mean,
so don't do it.
But I wonder how they could tell though.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's ways of telling.
There's like someone doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you maybe have more than a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and they can find, because now, especially since it's linked to a Nintendo account, that's easier to do. And you're I don't know if they're tied to the global link, the global trading system as well, and all of that, because I think the ranked battles are somehow tied to that, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I did, so I can't remember.
Pokemon is also making some changes to moves.
Yeah, they changed a bunch of grass type moves, and gave a bunch of new Pokemon extra grass type moves, just as a way to shake things up as we enter, as now that trainer battles have become the main way that you play Pokemon Go. So they, just mixing up the move sets, which is nice because unlike in gym battles where it didn't really matter, it's like, oh yeah, we gave Ludicolo a new, right? Oh yeah. Yes.
I just like watching this. So
I'm breaking, guys. It's like I'm having a true crack.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going with
it. Like, so instead of giving some random Pokemon an extra move, and then it's like, yeah, that Pokemon will still get clobbered in the metagame. Thanks to the Great League and the Ultra League, there's kind of like built-in limits. So some of those Pokemon are a little bit more viable now.
All right.
It's nice. Changing out the metagame. I mean, they've got to keep it fresh somehow. And I mean, like, they have expanded a lot of what you can do with those battles, but once you've done them for about a couple days, you're like, this is a lot of the same stuff that I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So, well, my Great League team has not changed since I built it. So
I haven't swapped anybody around really.
Yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the trainer battles mainly because it presents a way for me to get legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
correct.
I'm pleased that I now have a very easy way of getting, Pokemon, because I have all these raid passes which I've never used, because I don't do raids very often, because all the raids I want to do are legendary raids, and no one, I'm just not in the right place at the right time, So now I can spend those. I only have to win 2 out of 5 battles in order to like get a potential legendary encounter. I think that's awesome for me.
Yeah, no,
like Pokemon Go dream come true.
No, I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna be really sad if once this starts to lessen the social distancing and the going outside, if they're like, remember when we did this?
Get them all now. Get them
Like,
all.
come on, just like we know you can do it. Give it to the people who need some more open functional ways to play this game, please.
Mm-hmm.
We're also getting a spring event in Pokemon Go. New costumed Pokemon.
Yes.
Everyone loves
Yep.
costumes.
They're bringing back the Flower Crown guys. They're
God,
bringing back the Flower Crowns.
What?
as if you
Why?
didn't need Flower Crown Eevee
What?
again.
So this time, well, it's not technically Flower Crowns. This time, they're flower. Oh, it's a mix. So this time, Baneri will be wearing a flower crown. Pikachu will be wearing a flower hat. And Pichu has a flower crown now. Togepi has a flower crown.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
that's it.
I hate Pichu though.
I don't understand why they can't do like an actual like very different color design like Togepi shell. Like actually,
right. Oh, that
like,
would be incredible.
Like classically dyed like Easter egg, like Easter functions, like that'd be why?
The reason why is because people would start wanting that in the main games. That's the reason why. Also, I think you underestimate the ability for people turning on egg events very quickly.
Oh no, I completely understand. I completely understand that they're awful at this. I love how this podcast goes from simultaneously praising Niantic to I hate you. But like I know it takes a long time, but like just like a little bit of creativity goes a long way. And I know they've probably expended all of their creativity this year on
like saving the game.
Coronavirus. Yeah. and I appreciate everything they've done, but and I'm not going to rail on them too hard for this, but it'd be nice. Just something a little different. But they've done a lot, so I'm not gonna go nuclear this time.
And then lastly, on our news break before our commercial break, more Pokemon giveaways.
That's Pokemon Go giveaways.
Pokemon Go giveaways.
Sorry, I forgot a word there that became a lot less exciting.
Suddenly everyone like yes and
yeah. So they're doing like they're doing, if you are an Android user, you can get a code and it will give you some free items. And also they're continuing that we will give you things in exchange for one Pokecoin. So this week I believe it's peanut berries and Ultra Balls.
Oh, I have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Pokecoins or peanut berries or Ultra Balls.
Peanut berries.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the
I have
useful.
like a bunch of them.
Lucky you. I do not, because I've stopped, spinning Pokestops.
This is true.
Because I don't go outside anymore.
Well, on that depressing note, when we get back, we are going to talk about bunny Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
So we'll catch you in a second. All right, bunny Pokemon, folks.
The greatest thing.
What?
Okay. Look at this. Look at this thing that I have for anyone watching the video.
That's
I'm
not
holding
a
a
bunny.
Vaporeon. I know, but I'm saying I like cute Pokemon. I like cute Pokemon.
I would make the argument that most of the bunny Pokemon are not cute.
Well, see, that's where you're just fundamentally wrong.
Jim comes out of the gate, guns blazing.
They're not that cute.
The fact that you're saying this, that your ultimate stand is Geodude, a literal turd. Come on. Come on. Don't come after my bunny Pokemon.
Not a turd. All right.
I'm just saying. Don't come after my bunny Pokemon.
Really quick, let's go through some of the bunny Pokemon. We have Baneri, Lopunny, Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace. Bunnelby, Diggersby, Azumarill, and I guess we're including the Nidorans.
I mean, I think Nidoran, they're rabbits.
Are they rabbits? I thought they were more like guinea pigs.
I mean, they're like
I always thought.
Half guinea pigs, half rabbits. I mean, they've got the ears. I mean, have you seen a male? That male Nidoran.
A male has got big ears, but the female looks way more like a guinea pig.
Well, it's a rabbit. I mean, it's what happens when you literally cross a rabbit with a guinea pig. I guess. I don't know.
I
Maybe.
also never really thought of Azumarill as a rabbit. Like, I mean, I guess its ears, sure, but I just figured it just like the other ones are so clearly bunnies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the big freaking ears. I mean,
No, I agree. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I think it definitely has design inspiration.
Okay, all right. So then, of the ones that we mentioned, which one of those is cute?
Let me really quickly. Azumarill is known. Its official classification in the Pokedex is Aqua Rabbit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I will say there's one rabbit Pokemon which isn't abhorrently cute, and that is Diggersby. Mainly because it's just covered in dirt, but it's still cute and it's still perfect in its own way. But if you can look at Baneri and not think that its little cotton ears are cute, there's something wrong with you. Not me.
If you had to make a list of top 10 cute Pokemon, none of these would make my list.
Lopunny would.
Yeah.
Lopunny. Are you serious right now?
I cannot believe that you are the one who's coming out here.
You would have Muck on your list. You'd be like, cute Pokemon. Muck.
Let's go over Jim's list of top 10 cute Pokemon. Number 1, Muck. Number 2, Garbodor. Number 3, the 2 ice cream cones that are merged together.
No,
number 4 would probably be Graveler. Not even like Golem that's cool or Geodude that's iconic. The middle one.
No.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other.
There are so many other cute
designs.
Pokemon. Then
I'm not saying that there aren't others, but I'm saying the bunnies are cute, except for Diggersby. I'm sorry, I do love you, but
I like Diggersby mainly because I just love that it has fists for ears.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is like grade A Pokemon design right there.
Yeah, and Bunnelby I think is super cute.
Yeah, Bunnelby.
But Baneri and Low Bunny are like for sure the cutest.
So
like Score Bunny's great too. But like,
I would say of all of them, Score Bunny is probably my favorite. Like, I mean, that's the one I ended up picking as a starter in Shield. So,
I mean, I like the fact that Score Bunny eventually becomes, I literally kick soccer balls so hard they turn into like Shaolin soccer. Like, I really like that aspect of it. I don't really care for Score Bunny. I find its middle evolution is like very like edgelordy shonen anime.
That's literally all of the evolutions though. For all the middle evolutions for this like the
it's true.
Same thing for Sobble. I always called Sobble Gerard Way. Like once he was the middle evolution because it just was so My Chemical Romance. And I say that as a massive
What happens when Sobble listens to the Black Parade one time? It's like you get its middle evolution right there.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Anyways, all I know is that I mean y'all can correct me, but probably you'll correct Jim. But I'm just saying.
No, I think Jim's 100% in the wrong here. Like Baneri, because Baneri is a Gen 4 Pokemon. So I was going to say one of the few highlights of that, the Black and White anime series was Baneri, but no, that was actually Generation 4.
Yeah.
But still, one of the highlights was Baneri is just so damn cute. Like I don't even like that Pokemon, but in the anime series, like Baneri is effing adorable.
It just hops around. It just wants to love you. It's like
got
nothing wrong with it.
Teddy Ursa is cuter than all of them.
Jim, you are the worst. Just your opinions
I'm not wrong.
Opinions are all wrong.
Teddy Ursa is way cuter than all of the
no taste in anything. I mean, like, you are probably the person who thinks like root beer is superior to actual beer. Like,
that's
you
apples
like
to
the
oranges
taste of
and
water.
not a fair comparison at all.
You like the taste of water.
The thing is like, I don't even feel like I have to justify my position because Jim is so glaringly wrong.
You are a big fan of vanilla ice cream.
All right, Hoffer, just let him go.
I was about to say,
Just let him go.
Jim likes his white bread sandwich with nothing on it.
That is so not true. And it's very clear by my list of favorite Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, that we went over the 2 ice creams smashed together. Graveler, Muk, Garbodor. Your list comprises of actual garbage.
Garbodor is pretty cute, though.
No, it's not.
It's pretty adorable.
I think quarantine has
here.
fundamentally detached Jim from reality. Like fundamentally.
I'll pull up a picture of Garbodor right now.
It's an ugly ass Pokemon, Jim.
No, Garbodor is pretty cute.
No, it's not. I mean, Trubbish has a little bit going to it because it's just like a sad abomination of a Pokemon that just wants you to step on it and end its life. You know, it's kind of got that going for it. Like Garbodor is what happens when you let those things live. They turn into legitimate threats.
So suddenly taking a very dark route. Somebody else bring up something else for spring Pokemon.
That's all we have. I mean, the entire list was make fun of Jim for his bad opinions, and we didn't. I mean, it's right there on the script. Yell at Jim for his choices, and sure enough, we did it.
They're not that cute.
I can't believe you, Jim.
Stand by.
I honest to God. I mean, I'm sure you think your ideal version of a bunny rabbit is probably Zipper T Bunny, isn't it?
No. That's pretty good.
Wow.
I mean, are you sure? Because I bet you relate to Zipper T Bunny because you too were once a mascot, just like Zipper T Bunny is. I feel like we're learning a lot about Jim in this podcast. And also my projected version of Jim.
I feel like that's the bigger truth here. All I know is that all of these rabbit Pokemon are fair, valid, and adorable. Let's end the rabbit shaming. They're cute and loved.
Yes, they are. Even the Nidorans. I like the Nidorans, and I
considered them one. But
I consider them. Here's the reason I consider them to be bunny rabbit Pokemon, because they were the first Pokemon to have distinctive genders, and the reason why is because they probably screw like rabbits.
That's fair, but so do most rodents.
I mean, yeah, true, but we don't want to think about that with other rodents.
Yeah, that's not like the thing you think of.
Let's not sexualize the Pokemon, Jim.
There's enough people on the internet who do that.
Oh, gross. All right. Well, with that, let's get to the Pokemon fact of the week.
So the Pokemon trading card game has a ton of cards, you know, and it's not like the Pokemon. You only have one Pokemon card for each Pokemon species per, even like the sets. However, there is one Pokemon that we have not seen get a Pokemon card in nearly 20 years. Which Pokemon is it?
I was actually surprised when I read this. So, but it's Kadabra, which is
it is in fact Kadabra,
which is shocking.
And the reason why is freaking hilarious. So there is a Israeli magician whose name is Uri Geller, and he is like apparently like, you know, somewhat famous. His shtick is bending spoons. He bends spoons with his mind. And you know, so he does this, and Kadabra also bends spoons with his mind. He has come out and claimed that Kadabra, because it uses, you know, it's got the little like 5-pointed star, not even a pentagram, just a 5-pointed star, and also, you know, the coloring on its torso makes it, you know, that Uri Geller claims that they have turned his persona into a Nazi occult version Pokemon, and that he finds this to be offensive.
Wow.
I know it is came totally out of left field. So like when I've known about this fact for a while, you know, only because I was like, how why isn't there a Kadabra? Why is it the only time you get an Alakazam is it's just a straight up Alakazam?
Yeah.
And this is the reason why. So when I was like researching, because I wanted to make sure I got my facts straight about this, I took a look, and I just always assumed, like, I knew there was something about a magician, but like I always assumed that it was like, okay, maybe like the dude's got like a big mustache or something like that. He looks nothing like Kadabra. I mean, of course, no one actually looks like Kadabra.
Yeah. There's nothing about it.
But yeah, no, he's just this like he's apparently very protective. And the other thing is Kadabra's Japanese name looks visually similar. The kanji look visually similar to Kadabra's Japanese name. So, there are some like minor differences, but if you are like drunk and you squint a little bit, you can see how the two look similar.
Well, the thing is like we've seen when Pokemon bases a character or a pocket monster after somebody like Gene Simmons, like it's pretty like it's noticeable. Like you could see there's some clear things.
And magicians have been bending spoons with their minds for years.
It's been like the 1800s. That's like the normal, like, oh, okay. Like that's what it's about. It's not.
But I mean, clearly the Pokemon company thinks that this dude had a case. Is that why?
Well, I think they just didn't want to bother. I mean, obviously Kadabra himself or itself is still around in the games. So
sure.
They didn't make any changes, but I think they felt that, well, it's the guy only found out because somebody gave him Pokemon cards of Kadabra to sign, and that's what got him all started. So I think they just decided, not worth it to us to fight this. I mean, who knows? He also said that he was going to psychically prevent Theresa May from getting Brexit done, and sure enough, Theresa May couldn't get Brexit done.
Well,
so who knows?
Well, we know how
what
that
his
all
psychic
ended.
Powers.
And that all ended up very differently, but I don't know. That's strange to me. I know Pokemon is generally, I mean, it's just weird because Pokemon is pretty protective of like, at least gaming stuff. It's not going to let fan games or do whatever like that, or cheating or stuff like that. I know Hoffer's squinting because there's some like weird stuff.
No, it's just there's sun in my eyes. That's
well,
why. There's a glint coming in through my window.
That's good.
That's legitimately.
I mean, generally Pokemon is pretty protective, but so it makes me curious, like why they didn't try to pursue this further. Of like, I just wonder like what their claim is. I'm just so curious.
Maybe somebody in the Pokemon company is a fan of Uri Geller. Also, it's like Uri Geller has like a very distinctive name. Just like, that was my other takeaway. It's like, oh, Uri Geller. That sounds like a magician name. I can totally see that. He apparently just like bends spoons all the time. He has a house, and at his house, he has a sculpture made of like 30,000 bent spoons.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
all right. Before we go, sometimes we like to read reviews that you guys leave us. It's a way of you guys saying thanks to us and our way of saying thanks back, because if we read them on the air on an episode, we will send you a Comicbook.com t-shirt. 5-star review on iTunes. If we read it on the air, you get a shirt. Obviously shirts are being slow to get mailed out because of the current situation that we're in, but once we're all back on track, they will all go out. So all you gotta do is email editor@comicbook.com, let us know what episode you heard your review on, and we will go from there. So we've got 2 to read today. One is from HDLTM, the pod that keeps on giving even during the Rona. I've been listening to this podcast for a few months and has become one of my favorites. Everything from the news flash to the deep dive and the world famous Pokemon fact of the week is brilliant. I'm a home delivery driver right now, and it has been a stressful time. We are working like crazy, but this podcast really helps get me through the day. Thank you guys for continuing to put new episodes out during the crisis. It really means a lot. Also, please put some respect on Geodude's name. We're not going to act like Golem wasn't one of the strongest Pokemon of the OG 151.
Yes, Golem was.
Thank you.
Yes, Golem. We love Golem here.
Can't get Golem without Geodude.
I mean, you can. You just you trade for it.
Yeah,
you trade a Haunter for a Graveler,
and
or therefore
you trade a Haunter for a Graveler. Oh well, okay.
Yeah. That's how those roads. You should read the one that's above that.
Yeah. I'm getting there. This one is Joey 355 426. Eevee fan. This is where I get all my Pokemon information going on in the world. The hosts make me laugh and brighten every single one of my Thursdays. I love the Pokemon Fact so much. You are all so delightful, and I listen every Thursday. Also, many other people mention the 3 iconic Pokemon in their reviews, so I might as well too. That's right, I'm talking about Vaporeon, Bulbasaur, and Geodude. Vaporeon is one of my favorites, and it's mega cool. Bulbasaur is so cute. I loved him in the anime. Now, Geodude, well, he's a rock with hands.
He is indeed a rock with hands. The
Not
most
wrong.
accurate
That's
thing.
a fact. I mean, that is a fact. That is what he is. He is a rock.
That's the first time that Geodude has ever gotten a factual statement made about it on this anime by Jim, or on this podcast by Jim.
Wow.
It is indeed a rock with hands. Thank you.
With that said, like you heard in some of the reviews, every Thursday is when new episodes air. You can find it anywhere podcasts can be found. If you're new to the show, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you never miss an episode. And if you like the Pokemon Fact of the Week, or you like our takes on weird things like Mega Evolution versus Gigantamax, or why bunny Pokemon are just not cute.
You're the worst.
Feel free. A couple weeks ago, we had a major debate on Evolution Stone. So there's a ton of stuff for you to check out. If you want to argue with us, or just you don't have to argue with us. If you just want to chat with us online, Twitter is probably the easiest way to do so. You can find me at Jim Biscardi.
You can find me on Twitter at Megan Peters CB.
And I am at Seahoffer C-Bus.
Ooh, you slowed down a little bit.
I know, that was the most epic,
super dramatic. Now, Christian didn't even know what happened.
All
right. Well, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in this week, and we will catch you next week.